What is up, y'all? It is your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick review. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Watched it this morning. Did not like it. And I know what you're saying for the couple people that watch my videos. You're like, you don't like anything. You complain about everything. I'm not going in to watch something with my arms crossed, like just ready to hate it. All right? I want to like stuff. I want to be able to go see it again. I want to be able to buy the DVD. I want to be able to talk with my friends about it, debate with people about it. Marvel's been making it hard, pause. That's real pause worthy. To do anything like that with the product they've been putting out for the last 2-3 years. So, but let's just get into it. So, number one, Cassie. All of a sudden in this movie, she's some kind of science expert. She's building machines to take them to the... You've seen it on the trailer and on the commercials. She builds a machine that takes them to the quantum realm. And apparently, according to her own words, she learned to do this by reading Grandpa Pym's notes. Michael Douglas's notes. So, if I recall, in all the other movies, Scott wasn't the scientist. He was the F-up. They couldn't get a job at Baskin-Robbins, right? In their free time, they're building forts in the house. There was no science studying going on. In the other movies, she didn't show any, talent for any science, especially quantum science. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, just by reading some old notes, she's building machines, taking them to the quantum realm. Okay. It's a comic book movie. That's fine. And it's early in the movie. So they probably just wanted to hurry up and do that just so that you'd forget about just how dumb that part is. But anyways, they get sucked down in the quantum realm. They meet MODOK. Now, you've seen the crappy MODOK pictures that people have leaked or whatever on the trailers. I think they might have showed them real quick on the trailer. But he's not all metal, because that's what I thought. He was going to be some kind of robot or something like that. So... the metal face, that's just kind of like how Iron Man's helmet, it just pops up. So it pops up and you see that it's the Darren guy, the yellow jacket from the first Ant-Man movie. And when he got sucked down the quantum realm, pause. Kang turned him into some kind of, killing machine, his muscle, pause. So, and it's odd because when you see it, and when you see that he's just not like a robot, you're like, oh, he's actually like human kind of. All right, cool. And then you're like, wait, it's not cool. Like, the CGI is just terrible. It's just not good. The actor they got to play him is not good. The dialogue and the way he's portraying the character is not good. You'll see it. If you haven't already seen it, you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it's sad because for years, I know when I figured out, what was it, Marvel vs. Capcom? When the newer versions of those games... Remember when they had the one that had Rocket Raccoon in it? And I remember that was the first time I had ever heard of Rocket Raccoon. I was like, who is this? Why is he in the game? And then you started to see that a lot of characters in that, they were putting them in there because they were going to be in movies later. I don't know how that all worked out, but they had Rocket Raccoon, MODOK, some other people like that. But, once I figured that out and saw that they would hint towards certain characters, I'd be like, and you knew that MODOK was coming sooner or later, pause. I would be like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to, and you start thinking of what actor you want to play him, how you want to portray, but at least me. And seeing this did not live up to any expectation I had for MODOK. I think MODOK had potential to be a dope character. I think he had potential. And also, stop with killing everybody at the end of every movie. They kill the villains at the end of every movie. It's ridiculous, man. Enough with that. But I was thinking like MODOK could be somebody that, is a reoccurring villain. They could, be a villain, a main villain for this movie, but also pop up in this, join forces with somebody, blah, blah, blah. No, it's terrible in this movie. The portrayal of MODOK is terrible. And also, they have it to when MODOK first pops up, they have this weird montage where it shows you a bunch of clips from the first movie. Because they probably watched this or gave it to like a test audience. And they were like, they probably, after the movie, when they were filling out the questionnaires, they were like, who's Darren? I don't know who this is. So they were like, okay, so we got to add in this montage to show you stuff from the first movie. So you'd be like, oh, that guy whose name I didn't even remember when I walked out of the movie theater after seeing the first movie. That underwhelming villain, that guy. So they add this weird montage in before he reveals who he is. And it's not good. I wrote down some notes. I'm not going to edit this. I barely edit anyway, so just deal with it. Let's see. Kang dialogue delivery. I wrote that down, and I know exactly why I wrote it down. Kang, the actor, Jonathan Majors, he's the new Jai Courtney. They've been forcing him down everybody's throat. Pause. It ain't gonna happen. Number one, I don't want to see Creed because they, jerked that from under Stallone's feet. I'm not supporting that in any way, and I'm a Rocky Stallone stan. I'm not doing it. But that further makes me not like Jonathan Majors. Or Majors, whatever. He sucks. But anything else he's been in, what was it, Lovecraft County, all these things, they all get canceled. They're all failures. Nobody's like, hey, check out this dope thing that Jonathan Majors was in. Nobody. He just came out of nowhere. He probably did some favors for some producers. He's probably on a flight log. And all of a sudden, now he's being forced down everyone's throat. Pause. It ain't happening. This was a terrible choice by Marvel to have him play Kang. It was terrible to have Kang as their second big villain. I think that was a dumb decision. So, but the way he delivers his dialogue, it's just, he pauses. I'm going to tell you this. The movie was probably 90 minutes long. But because Jonathan Majors pauses in between everything he says to try to have dramatic effect and to make it seem like he has more talent than he actually has, the movie stretched out to 2 hours. I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. Also, his weird accent that he adds to it. It reminds me of when people were talking about when Madonna started having a fake British accent. It's just weird, and it's not good. Real actors, people that can act, they don't have to resort to all that stuff. Like, I knew we were in trouble when I was watching Loki, and he was He Who Remains, I think it was, and he's like, he's chewing the scenery. He's jumping up on the desk. He's doing all this stuff. And I was like, dude, if you were a real actor, you wouldn't have to do all that. Granted, real actors will do that depending on the character. Like Jack Nicholson when he was the Joker. But he had put in enough work where you saw that he had the skill. And that character demanded that. And if you know how to properly chew the scenery and go overboard with things, yes, do it. Jonathan Majors, no. I don't know if it's just he doesn't possess that skill or if he isn't that seasoned of an actor to know when and how to do it. I don't know, but it's not working. Anybody that says his Kang is working, you're exactly who these movies are for. You're exactly who these Marvel Disney Plus shows are for. You're exactly who Marvel has been making movies and content for the last couple of years. So good for you. They're actually giving you something that you like. For the rest of us, no, we don't like it. And it seems like he's having like a mini stroke every time he's delivering dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not natural. It's not good. It doesn't flow smoothly. It doesn't. So the CGI to this movie is just absolutely terrible. We've reached a point, especially with this movie, that I feel like we're going to start needing practical effects. I don't think CGI will ever go away, especially when you need movies this big. With this much scale and everything, you have to have some CGI in it, right? But we're going to need, because watching it, all I thought of was the Star Wars prequel trilogy. That's all I thought of, and how bad the acting was, because the actors and actresses had nothing to bounce off of. It was just them in real costumes, but just green rooms. And that's when I'm watching this movie, once they go to the quantum realm, that's all I'm thinking was like, the only thing real are the actors and their costumes. That's it. And who knows how much of the costumes are actually CGI. So it's too much CGI. The CGI doesn't look good. It just doesn't. And they're trying to be a Guardians movie so bad. They want this to be a Guardians movie so bad. It is sad. It's cringeworthy. How bad. When you watch it, you'll see. First of all, if you wouldn't have treated James Gunn like garbage and overreacted when you probably got a bunch of other people doing even more crazy stuff. What? He made a tweet about eating babies or something. I don't care. Who really cares about that? Right? So you threw away all that and him, being a part of your universe for that. So now DC has it, thank God. But you threw that away and now you think you can replace it with this? No. You could try to be weird and quirky and all that stuff all you want, but Marvel has proved the last couple years that the few people, they have a few creative people there. Everybody else, it's all smoke and mirrors. And I don't even want to insult smoke and mirrors. But let me see, do I have any other complaints on here? Blah, blah, blah. Yo, This movie, because I'm not going to call it a film. This movie made me hate Bill Murray. I said it. I'm a Bill Murray stan, yo. Every Ghostbusters game. I love Bill Murray. I love that man. I'll kiss him on his cheek. All right? Because I'm comfortable with myself enough to say that. But I have never felt that way about Bill Murray watching something as I did watching this. I felt towards Bill Murray how I feel when Joe Biden is having a speech. I'm just shaking my head and I got that scrunched up look on my face, just like one eye squinted like this, just like, what? That's yo, they wanted him to be Jeff Goldblum in this. What's his name? The Collector? No, not the Collector. That was Benicio. The games man, whatever his name was in the Thor movies. Jeff Goldblum. They wanted him to be Jeff Goldblum so bad in this. So bad. And it ain't happening. This movie just wasn't happening. Nothing clicked in this movie. Nothing. Go watch the movie, come back and post a mean comment and be like, hey, idiot with the wolf mask, you're completely wrong. This movie hit on all cylinders. Please. Because that might give me a reason to go back and rewatch it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I missed something. I'm hoping, man. Maybe this movie is great. And I was just, I don't know, under the influence, something. I mean, I was at work, but, I had some downtime at work, so I got to watch. Maybe I was distracted. I don't know. I wish this movie was good. I hope it's good. Come back and prove me wrong. Come back and say, watch it again. Watch it again, Winston. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let it breathe like some fine wine. Because right now I'm not seeing it. And I'm starting to get mad. Because they're ruining all this stuff that we love. All this stuff that we've invested time. And it's almost like you're obligated at this point because, Marvel, we were all in. Pause. I don't know if that's pause or what I'm saying. We were all in. We even watched Captain Marvel because we had to know what was going on in the larger story. So we were all in. We watched Captain Marvel and took one for the team. That's how in we were with Marvel. So, I'm not one of those people. You'll see it like, what is it? The Quartering and Yellow Flash and Arcade Outpost and Overlord DVD. All these people. They'll be so happy when something's terrible. They'll be so pleased. They'll be like, and as we knew, this was going to be bad, and this was going to be this, and that. I'm not like that, man. Because we all cared about this stuff at one point. We spent money on this stuff at one point. We told people that we cared about. We said, hey, come over. Let's spend some time together watching this. Because I like this so much, I want you to enjoy this too. You know what I'm saying? This meant something to us. And even deeper than that, pause, it comes from stuff that, pause, that was also pause, that stuff that molded us to why we're into this stuff in the first place. The comic books that we read on the floor of our bedroom, the action figures that we played with, and the stories we came up with. All that. I don't want this to be terrible. I wish to God it was great again. Maybe it will be. Who knows? Only time will tell. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let's see. 0 to 10 dog bones. I'll give it 2.5 dog bones. And that's all I can do. I'm sorry. That's it. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I recommend do not see it. Do not waste money, and do not ruin somebody else's night by asking them to go with you. Wait till it comes on Disney Plus. I'm telling you, you'll watch it on Disney Plus, and you'll be like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't go drop 50, 60 bones on 2 tickets for me and my girl, popcorn and all that stuff. I'm telling you. Look at this face. Am I not trustworthy? Would you not let me babysit your kids? This your boy Winston Wolf. I'm out.